you to see everything I don't wanna show. Perfect day for leaving me. It's breaking but I don't wanna know. The world inside my head, worlds around the things you said. Trying to forget about what you don't say. I don't wanna know.
Guys, welcome back to another episode on our Excellency Midlands YouTube channel. Today we're going to answer some of the questions that you've been asking us on our Instagram. So it will be a very informal Q&A. The aim of this is to try and help all of the viewers to answer any questions you have when it comes to the build-up of your event, of the actual wedding. We know how stressful it could be, so that's why here we want to try and make it as smooth as possible, and we believe that it should be exciting, not stressful. So let's fire away and answer your questions. Okay, so in terms of this question, Excellency Midlands itself, we have over 5 acres of grounds. That in itself is spectacular because it allows your guests such a magnificent opportunity to walk around, enjoy the facilities, and as you can see from our gardens and lakes at Excellency, our lakes, for example, we have koi carp fish. We have 1,000 koi carp. These are stunning, beautiful fish in all exotic colors. Children love it, families love it, and it provides a really stunning background for photos and videos for your guests. The venue itself, we have over 90,000 square foot of venue. This comprises of 2 halls, which is the Versailles Palace and the Lotus Gardens. The Versailles Palace, I'll answer first. The Versailles Palace can seat over 2,000 guests. It comprises of a large reception foyer area, which is the waiting area for when your guests arrive to the venue. Here, they'll be served with mocktails, refreshments, canopies. We have a fresh bakery section and a lot more. When this section gets busy, we open the doors for the main hall. The main hall is called the Versailles Palace for a reason. We actually had interior designers flown in from Italy, from Versailles itself and the Vatican to create a very stunning reciprocal of what was there. We have paintings on the ceiling similar to the Sistine Chapel by Michelangelo. The marble itself was imported from Italy, Spain and India. This is the highest quality Calcutta gold marble, and we actually have over 3,000 tons of marble in the venue, which I believe is the most in any property in Europe. So, as explained, the Versailles Palace can actually seat up to 2,000 people. The other hall that we have, which is actually this behind me, it's the Lotus Gardens. This we recommend up to 280, 300 people. It's a complete different vibe to the Versailles Palace. This is more of a tropical outdoor venue. In the summer, we open all the doors and windows. You can hear the waterfall. You have a bridge which the guests will walk over to enter the Lotus Gardens. So it's a complete different vibe, and that's why we think it's amazing to offer you 2 choices when you come here for a viewing. Here at Excellency, we actually have over 120 members of staff running behind the scenes whilst the wedding is going on. This comprises of the management, the waiters, the wedding planners, the media team and camera team. We have the chefs, the caterers, the entertainers, the violinists, the musicians, the DJs. There is a lot behind the scenes, and this is why we are a very close-knit family here at Excellency. And inshallah, when you come here to have your event, you will get to meet all the staff and you will be very well looked after. Okay, so this question is actually a very good question by one of our followers. To be honest with you, once you make a booking, that starts off with the sales team. You'll have the initial consultation with the sales team. They will handle your booking and all the initial communication. After that is done, we try and minimize any sort of contact, to be honest, until about 3 months before the date of your event. 3 months before the date of your event, this is when all the exciting things happen. So the wedding planner will initiate contact with you around 2 to 3 months before the event. You'll come with your family, you sit down with her for an appointment, you go through the itinerary for the day, the actual decor, the design, how you want the day to go, what sort of color scheme you want, etc. You'll also be meeting the head chef who will go through your menu, what sort of cuisine, what spice you want, even the presentation we can sometimes discuss with you to create the most magnificent menu there is. You'll also meet the media team. This is our own in-house camera team. They'll discuss how the day of the event will proceed. Usually half the team would go to the bride's house, half would go to the groom's house, and there will be a few members of the camera team already at the venue taking behind the scenes shots. So there will be a lot of meetings which we will be calling you to come to the venue, but inshallah this is what we think is the most exciting part of the wedding process. So yes, thank you for that question. Okay, this is actually a very frequent question that's asked by many people. A lot of people say, how early should we book our wedding? Should we book now for next year, for 2024, in 2 months' time? The true answer to this question, there is no answer. My advice would be, it depends how ready you are as a family. To be honest, if it's 100% going ahead, number one, Mubarak, congratulations. Number two, if everything is ready, get your dates booked in. Reason for this, if you start booking a year in advance, you will most likely get the date that you want, the time that you want. A lot of people might want a daytime slot, but because they leave it last minute, they have to do with an evening, and vice versa. So as soon as you know, we recommend you book your venue. It doesn't have to be Excellency, it could be any wedding venue you choose. This is just honest advice. The sooner you book, normally about 9 months before we recommend, or 1 year before. At the moment, we have bookings up till Christmas 2023, which is about 14, 15 months away. And we do have a few bookings for 2024. But for me, that's too far in advance. Don't do that early. So yes, normally I recommend about 9 to 12 months before. This way you can get your suppliers booked in, you make sure you get the dates that you want, and it's just a lot less stress. And who wants stress? I don't think anyone does. So get your dates booked in as quickly as possible. This is a very common question again, which to be honest, I think it's a bit of an issue for the older generation, but the younger generation love it. We are about 40 minutes away from Birmingham Central itself. This is on the M54. It's a very easy drive on the motorway. There is never a rush hour on that motorway. So roughly about 35 miles. A lot of the older generation, especially in the past, they love to have weddings near their house. They say, brother, the wedding has to be next to our house. But to be honest with you, a wedding has to be a bit of a travel for your guests. Reason being, it's a day out. Back in the day, all Asian weddings used to be come inside, eat the food and go home. That is actually the last thing I want to offer our guests here at Excellency. There is no rush service here. You come here for a day out with your family. So the fact that we're actually 40 minutes from Birmingham, I think that's a bonus. So unfortunately, a lot of the older generations sometimes say it's too far, but as you can see from how busy we are here at Excellency, which statistically we're actually the busiest wedding venue in the UK in terms of bookings, everyone loves this drive. And it becomes a day out for families. When you come here, you have the gardens, you have the facilities, you have the buggies. There's so much going on. We don't want your guests to leave early. Today's wedding, the groom's side is actually from London. The bride's side is from Harrogate. So they found a middle section. So a lot of our guests are from London. Manchester, very common. Yorkshire's very common. We have like Manchester, Bolton, Preston, Leeds, Bradford, London. London is very common, Oxford, Banbury. So we're very centrally located in the UK. Nothing is more than 1 or 2 hours away. So this is honestly, I think, the perfect location for your next wedding.